Hi there, my name is Tobias. Today I'm going to be doing a presentation on the role players in the construction profession and their responsibilities. Today I'll be looking at engineers, architects, quantity surveyors, and project managers. Even though there are many other professionals within a construction site, I chose today to look at this because these are regulated professions, which means for you to practice such a profession, you need to be registered within with a certain regulatory body, like the Association of Engineers, Association of Architects, Association of Quantity Surveyors, etc. So who does what? Various professionals work in unison as a team to achieve the required result. That result is the delivery of the required product within budget and within the agreed time frame. So the three primary considerations are usual scope, cost, and time. Safety. So apart from the three mentioned considerations, safety on site is also one of the key requirements of the modern construction operation. In the modern construction framework, numerous safety requirements are prescribed by legislation or by law. Ensuring compliance with the requirements involves the ongoing monitoring of operations on site by a dedicated safety officer. So before the start of a project, usually have a safety officer who will come to the site and they'll actually tell you the do's and don'ts as far as safety is concerned. They'll also tell you what forms to fill the safety forms. So as the project proceeds, the safety officer usually comes unexpected, to see if you guys follow those do's and don'ts. And these safety officers, they have the power to shut down a construction site if the safety regulations are not followed. The process of a typical construction site was the function of the architect. The client normally engaged an architect to prepare a design and the required drawings for the construction of a project. So this is the plan. We usually call it a plan, right? Was the function of the engineer. So after the finalization of the design process between the client and the architect will refer the finalized design to a specialist structural engineer for the preparation of any detailed structural designs, e.g. beams, that may be required and may influence the costing of the project. So the architects, they simply prepare a plan, but they don't do structural designs. This is done by a specialized engineer, someone who's registered to do such designs with a certain regulatory body. Any other designs that may be required, such as stormwater drainage and electrical systems, may also be referred to specific design consultants, such as civil engineer, as well as an electrical engineer. These are also registered specialists with a certain engineering body. What's the function of the quantity surveyor? As soon as the designs have been completed, the architect may refer the various designs, including the detailed designs and specifications, to a quantity surveyor. So then the quantity surveyor will in turn prepare from the drawings and specifications a bill of quantities. We usually call it BOQ. This process is normally referred to as measuring. So the BOQ basically will tell you the quantities of material you will need, for example, for building up your slab, and also it will tell you the cost of labor. The project manager or the contractor. So the client decides whether to hire a main contractor or to oversee the project themselves. It is usually recommended that you find a firm that specializes on project management to oversee the whole project on your behalf rather than to do it yourself. It saves you time, and those people, they specialize on that, so they will do a better job than you. So the main contractor simply manages and supervises the process of completing the project. They do not do the actual work themselves. So if you hire a main contractor, they'll hire subcontractors to do all the work. For example, if you have a building project, obviously, those are the people, they are the actual builders, right? The client should contact the contractor and give them a basic rundown of the project to find out if they have the time to commit to the project, and also if they have an expect on that particular project, right? Tendering. So the bill of quantities can be used to secure the correct contractor to execute the work. So there are several ways to select a building contractor. However, the most common ones are tendering. It can be public, open, through press, and private, selective. Negotiated contracts, a combination of both. So what is public tendering? It is done by invitation through press and is open to all builders, irrespective of their qualifications or experience. The second one is private tendering. Usually involves a pre-selected group of builders who are known to be familiar with and have a good track record in the particular type of a project at hand. So these are the people we have worked with before, or people who are known within the industry to do certain projects. Selective or private tendering usually involves an invitation to tender that is extended to at most 5 or 6 building contractors. Negotiated contracts. Negotiated contracts comes into play when a client, right, or the consultant advising the client has identified a preferred contractor. The contract is normally conducted through negotiation, which means you know a certain company which is good at doing certain projects. Then you approach those and negotiate with them as far as price is concerned. So you're dealing with only one company at this instance. The negotiation process can be facilitated by the professional advising the client, and the contract can be concluded between the client and the contractor directly. A further option is for the contract to be concluded between the contractor and the consultant advising the client, such as the architect acting as the client's agent. So in most cases, where negotiated contracts are concluded, the client must be made aware of the fact that the price for the execution of the works is not given in competition. The client should therefore seek expert advice on whether or not the price received from the contractor is reasonable. So if the contractor is interested, send them your bill of quantities. The contractors will go through your bill of quantities and enter their estimates in the columns for the cost of each item, labor, and total costs. Some quantity surveyors may submit this book to contractors themselves and then provide you with estimates so you can choose the one you want. So you choose the contractor with the lowest bid, of course. You want to pay less, right? Compare the cost estimates from the contractors to the initial cost estimate you or your quantity surveyor came up with for your bill of quantities. Look at any estimate that is significantly lower than that of the initial cost estimate skeptically. This is because some companies will lower the figure so that they get the tender right, but that will affect the scope of your project. In some instances, that's why you find that the projects they are left unfinished is because these companies underestimated so that they get the tender, but they couldn't eventually finish the job. So you should know that the bill of quantities provides a consistent basis for competitive bids so that you can hire the contractor who's both the most efficient and the least expensive. So whenever your book comes and is too low, sometimes things when they're too good to be true, they're usually not true. So you need to do your further diligence and do your research about the company, see how they are performing financially and see if they've been up to the news recently and stuff like that. Thank you so much for watching. Please, if you have any queries or questions, contact me on my email address, which is tibaspan@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, and comment on my YouTube channel. Also, click the link on the description to support my t-shirt sales business.